Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy P Funk. Thinking right out here in my lab in the wee hours in the morning. And yeah, I'm in the book. You know the deal. We about to do our Neterian philosophy concept. I'm breaking it down for you. Today we're going to talk about the Neterian mystery system. What it's about and how it works. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storyteller, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to, know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but the answer to it, I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do. For you, I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself, and to my eye, be true. Right thinkers, let's talk about Neterian mystery system. It's not a religion. Again, we use it as a system because it's a process that you had to follow. So hence system. Religion means it's practiced on a day-to-day basis. That's all. Okay. Most people think of spirituality and of God in terms of sectarian. That means written words, forms traditionally that's passed on by religious organizations, which is fine, we understand that. But the supreme divinity is often seen in those traditions as a powerful yet fearsome being. Right there. God is not a being. Man is supposed to be God, made in God's image, when the ability to be spiritual and conscious. The physical body has nothing to do with God. God is not a being, but God made him to the spiritual, fearsome being that sends people to eternal damnation, aka hell, for their sins. We had a concept in Egypt, philosophically. If you don't live right, you can do whatever you do. But at Judgment Day, if your heart is heavy with grief and nonsense that you brought on yourself, you will be paid, had consequences for that, and you will not make it to the afterlife. You will come back and reincarnate to get it right the next go round. Simple as that. That's the philosophy that we practice, and we had it implemented for thousands of years. However, y'all come up with this Christian concept 2,000 years and think that's it. I don't give a crap about your religion. However, in the light of yoga philosophy, which I mastered, and through the various disciplines that I developed by what yoga masters who I learned under over the last 12,000 years, the supreme divinity is to be understood in a much more universal way. Not this God is a man or woman. Why not only we not only discover the infinite compassion of love of the self from the supreme divinity, but through the various practices of what different mystery systems. There were more than one. Like there's more than one way to God. There's more than one religion to get you to God. Same thing, philosophy, which have been tailored for the various levels of human spiritual development. Again, the system. And you have different personalities and characteristics that you need to work on for yourself. Your persona is what you project to the people. And if it's bad, then it's going to be bad. It is also possible to partake in the glory of divinity, becoming one with God. That's the concept of partaking with divinity. Becoming one with God by what? Living right. Okay? This is the goal right there. Goal for human life is what? For the Neterian mystery system, right thinkers, our goal is to become one with God. That's it. Yeah, that's it. What you do other than that is your prerogative, is your decision, your thing. But get self-knowledge. They tell you, get the kingdom of heaven. Okay, and I just watch them. All right, do what? Get the kingdom of heaven. Everything else you can get. I agree 100%. 100%. Again, they got a philosophy that ain't mine, but I agree with it. Why? It makes sense. If that's what you following, that's what he telling you to do. And no matter how low any human being goes in his or her existence in their physical life, the practice of the mystery system of the Neterian or right thinking philosophy with the correct understanding, right there, it has to be done correctly or it won't work. Teaching somebody how to do something incorrect, it won't work. Correct is important. And with correct understanding, now that supplies you a sure way to what? Be able to overcome any and all human ills. Hello, hello. Self-knowledge will cure whatever ails you. Your frailties, your failings, all those things will be taken care of when you put your hand, get into the system and master it. And this is true. Why? Because all individuals are essentially what? One with the divine self. They just don't know it because of what? The process of ignorance. Birth. We're born ignorant, so we don't know from birth who we are. And they have what? Forgotten their true identity and have turned to what? The egoistic negative concept, which what? Low life living, satisfying the self. Those are all low level. Through the process from the Neterian right thinking philosophy, aka mystery system, now you may be able to discover your true essence. That's the purpose of what I tell you, to get you to know you. There's a process, and I'm doing it for you every day. So thereby unleashing the gifts that was given to you by the infinite power of what? Your soul. And that's God. With this inner power in knowledge of self, right there, of infinite power, with this power and understanding, which comes from what? Experience, aka wisdom. And now your self-effort towards what? You bettering yourself, cleansing one's heart, purifying it from what? Negative emotions and feelings and thoughts. These are things that you purify yourself with. Being a better person. If you have hatred, greed, and lust, that weighs the heart down, makes the heart heavy. Everything weighs on your heart. If it's good, it's light as a feather. Get the concept? So anyone can overcome incredible life obstacles. Put a pin right there. I'm living proof. I was a drug dealer local, thinking this all good. Went to prison, served my time, and I figured out, no, this ain't the way to go, dude. This ain't the lifestyle you want. No. But I was doing, I don't give a damn. I'm not doing this no longer. The drug game is still the drug game. People still buying drugs, getting high. I just ain't part of that game. They don't miss me one bit. I stopped following sports. They don't give a damn if I'm following or not. You see where I'm going with this? What I found out personally, nobody gives a damn about you but you. And that's all that should matter for you or to you. Once you figure that out, you start to be a different person. Why? You won't rely on, depend on people's approval, on what to be, all that nonsense that everybody's stuck on. Get personal. Take stock in yourself. Separate yourself from all that nonsense and see what happens. Most of us can't do without the noise and all the fanfare. I don't need none of that. Introverts don't need that. I'm an introvert. I figured that out. I was an introvert being an expert. That didn't feel comfortable. I just never was comfortable doing that. Now it makes sense to me. I'm more comfortable now than I ever been in my life. And I'm doing what's right. That's what I was born for. I just didn't know it. Now I do. All right. But this is the power that made it possible for what? For our ancient Egyptians to create the massive pyramids, for what? For the temples out of stone without any machinery. They still ain't figured it out. Why? People on the same accord, people vibrating the same frequency, people understanding the same thing will do marvelous, miraculous things. And they showed that. Since we've been doing it, we ain't done a damn thing but create a bunch of nonsense machinery that's going to take us over. We Frankenstein, creating what? Our own monster. What? Computers, AI. Now everything is AI. I'm tired of that already. Okay? I'm old school. I don't do computers. This is as far as I go with this thing. Okay? Man. But when you have people come together as society, and Egyptians lived 3,000 years in harmony. Imagine that. That's the Garden of Eden, you numbnuts. They was in glory. They was in heaven. They had the best of everything until what? We got invaded by what? Outsiders. Okay, taking over. But they were able to accomplish feats. Engineers, modern society today cannot even duplicate. And we got modern stuff. But why we can't do what they did? The people's hearts and their minds, and they don't give a damn about God. They care about themselves. We got a bunch of selfish devils running around here. Okay, perpetrating God. And even more importantly, they even developed a science of spiritual development which has influenced all world religions. Why? They got it right. They knew what they were doing, and they did it for a long time. We ain't come close to that yet as a people. Society. Ain't no society. The closest went to them is the damn, not the Moors, not the Amish. They still traditional. They still what we call in the back. No, they find what they doing. They don't give a damn about a car. They go horse and buggy. They know all that, but they don't need that. They doing what works for them. With me, you gotta get a computer. No, I don't. I got my own. Okay, I'm not going to learn the computer. Simply, I don't give a damn what you say. I don't care. Please understand that. Everybody wants you to do what they think you should do. Leave me the hell alone. I know what's best for me. If you know what's best for you, that's fine. But you don't know what's best for me. I do. So I ain't trying to tell you what's best for you. I'm just trying to enlighten you. That's what's best for you. So I'm doing that as far as I'm going. And with influence, the philosophy of our Neterian has influenced all world religions. And in the Neterian book series, I'm in one of them right now, volume 1, we show how our ancient Egyptians elements are still present in your Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Taoism. They all still have traits of Neterianism. How about that? But the heart of this science, and this is science, proven facts, that's why, what? Self-improvement is known to the world as Sema. Y'all know it as yoga. We call it Smartawi, okay? Yoga. In recent times, now yoga have been made popular by who? My man Saudi Guru in India, the practitioners, they walk, talk, and act religious and spiritual. So people follow them. The people just love him. They just go cry. When he's in presence, they just love him. When you got that kind of aura, that kind of charisma, that's what you do. He got 10 million volunteers, not followers, volunteers who want to work for him. Okay, that's leadership. Okay, many people have been introduced to yoga as the practice of physical exercise. I call it mental exercise for health and relaxation. I've been a yogi over 12 years now. I love meditating. But I don't teach, what? That ain't what I teach. I teach right thing of philosophy. I don't teach yoga. Moving on. But in reality, yoga is much more than that. I can tell you that. Physical health and relaxation are only the beginning stages of yoga. Yoga is a mind game, which are necessary. Why? But in order to make it possible for you, the practitioner, to fully understand and practice the higher teachings of what we call self-development, Sema Yoga is a vast science of what? Self-development that have been proven its effectiveness over the last 7,000 years. Came out of Egypt. We already know that too, but moving on. Many people, however, are just interested in yoga philosophy from an ancient point of view. Okay, that's fine. But this is the perspective which we take in all our books and literature. Why? While here we relate the teachings and show how other religions are all in reality aiming for the same goal, for you to get to God. I agree 100%. I know that, but the means and the way they're doing it ain't working. It's corrupt, it's misunderstood, so it won't work. It ain't pure, it ain't good, true knowledge. That's why. It's a belief. The upliftment of every human being is all done with a science. It must be understood that though they are in what? General sense, seeking the same goal. Yeah, one, to know thyself. We got a whole bunch of people telling this, that, and the third. Okay, but I'm sticking with mine, moving on. But with the limitations of what we have in religions is dogmatic. It gives you rules. In Orthodox religion, they prevent your enlightenment from happening to a degree. Why? So in principles, yes, they are moving toward the same goal. However, there we go. In the practice, that is not so. Why? Because in the practice, there is much contradictions in the teachings and the exclusivist philosophers. The exclusive philosophers in those religions, they cause them to be hostile to others. Why? When you don't agree with them, you're wrong. They're right, you're wrong. That's not respect. And since they did not include mysticism, the third level of religious practice, which is you having that experience for yourself, y'all fall way short. Y'all stop at the second degree where it's just all ritualism. It's just all talk. It's all fanfare. That's where y'all at, and y'all love that. That don't get you a damn thing. Ain't none of y'all blessed beyond the norm. And then y'all doing nothing that's going to get you what? God's grace. Except those few who get it right and practice it and live it right. There's not many. That's what I know. And I know those who do just that. But it's little of them. There's a whole lot doing it wrong. I can't help them. That ain't my job. But when you see the stages of African religion, it's done in increments, like degrees, like Masonic order, anything. The spiritual development of your adherents is limited. Why? Because consequently, their followers are all unable to realize their higher goals. Why is that? Because of the dogmatic and the ignorant bias and the limited perspective of many religious or spiritual traditions. That's why. Lies, lies, and more lies. It's not going to end well. Why? Lies run out. They have expiration date. Truth lasts forever. Come on now. This Neterian truth is the path and is based on our ancient Egyptian myths. We ain't saying real stuff. We saying they are myths, symbols, allegorical stories, and to be practiced for what? Our attaining a higher spiritual evolution, and does incorporate all levels of spiritual practice, gaining knowledge, learning as you go, and practicing it daily to become what? Master of who? Oneself. I got a whole bunch of stuff to go, so pay attention. Usually when we at simmer are contracted or contacted by someone who call and checking in and see what they're going about, it is because they are searching for what? The truth, answers for a long-held spiritual questions that religions don't answer. Life has not produced happy circumstances, and they are interested in anything that will what? That will alleviate the miseries and the sorrows of their life. They're willing to try anything. Why? Religion ain't working for them. Religion ain't working for a lot of people. If it's misinterpreted, misunderstood, and corrupt, it won't do nothing for you. 40 years in the desert, going around and around and around. Sound familiar? They are looking for a way out. Okay, we call it the matrix. But knowledge is the way out. Knowledge is what the problem for the people we've been lacking for the last thousands of years, 2,000 to be exact, or longer. Because Hoshi told you, my people be destroyed through what? Lack of knowledge. My job is to get what? I'm pumping knowledge into the system best I could at my way, doing it what I could. But knowledge is what we should be trying to acquire. Why? Our goal is what? Is to teach from our ancient and learn from our ancient wisdom of what? True. The truth. Only happiness. Only way you can reach happiness is by knowing the truth. And prosperity, by living and practicing the things that you need to do, which has remained remained dormant or became distorted in the teachings from their common religions. They took it, messed it up, and presented it to the world messed up. But these inner teachings and practices can be followed, and it is by anyone who possesses what? Maturity, sincerity, and an honest desire to work toward what? Self-improvement. If you don't want to better yourself, don't waste your time turning into my channel. Why? It's all about that self-improvement. That's why happiness can be yours on one condition. What's that? That you are willing to put the work in for it. By what? Practicing the art of self-development, aka right thinking philosophy. It don't matter what crime or what sin you have committed, and I got mine. The light of wisdom and the practice of purification one's heart can bring about what we call a transformation in your consciousness, in the consciousness of any human being who is willing to put the work in. They're telling you it's not exclusive. That's it. But this is called bathing. This is my favorite right here. This is my favorite. This is called bathing in the liquor of Maya. That's what I do. I just love Maya. And from your lower self, you can now move up to your higher self. That's what Maya makes it possible for you to do. Stop doing the things that the lower self has you doing. Start doing things that's better, and you'll see the difference in yourself. But this is a science, and it begins with your understanding and you able to your forgiveness of what yourself for the wrong that you've done to yourself. You got to get over that. And then now you start an intense process of what? Introspection and realization of the truth through building a life based on truth, order, and justice. My girl, reciprocity, my yacht, order. Put your house in order. Do things you need to do and clean up yourself. Lighten your heart. Misery in life stems from ignorance of one's true nature. Hello, that's the ego. And human beings are like kings or queens who what? Are wandering around the countryside as beggars. Why? They don't know their power. They don't know their royalty. Not knowing their true identity. I love it. They act as beggars, treat others unkindly, indulge in hatred and anger and of others, all ego personality, lower nature. They are frustrated due to their own ignorant condition and don't know what to do about it. So they go on from what? Day to day, wasting their lives away, doing the same nonsensical stuff, expecting something different to happen. That's the true definition of insanity. I got a few more to go. Let me wrap it up. You may be unaware of your own talents, and a lot of us are, of your capacity to love yourself and others. Knowing thyself means you cover all those bases. I'm becoming like a psychiatrist. Listen to my man Carl Jung. I'm just defending or defining the things that you do. You have to come to the state of mind which you have has led you to what? Have your own experience of the degradation and the loss of your spiritual and physical freedom. You became a slave to your own needs, your own selfish ideas, and life situations, pleasures, money, negative things. You search for now what? For excitement, fulfillment, for what? Your own desires. How? Through your worldly relationships, constantly relationship going from this one to that one, and by entertaining yourself with media, social media. Everybody's on Facebook. Everybody want to get involved. Or how about this? Drugs or alcohol, and by acquiring objects, nice new car, fancy clothes, etc. These are all materialistic stuff. Everything I just said is all materialistic, and people living on that level. It's a lot of us that you think will make you what? Happy? You do things because you believe that what you was taught that this is the way to pursue happiness. Mm-mm. But have any of these things brought you true and lasting happiness and peace? We already know that. We hear about the people who got everything, kill themselves, okay? Ain't happy, got everything, but ain't happy with themselves. Why? Don't know themselves. I'll take knowledge over self over money any day. Trust me. You can't buy your way into the afterlife with knowledge of self and living right. You can punch your ticket to the afterlife. I'll take that one. And watch this. Have everybody you have now. You are the one responsible for your own condition because of your past actions, based on what? Your ignorance. I've tested that 100%. That's me right there. So therefore, do not waste any more time blaming others or be seeking to find explanations for your wrongdoings in society or other external causes. Take responsibility. The wonderful thing is that you are also the one who, by your actions, illumined by the light of wisdom in action, now Mayat can change your life. It did mine. It did mine. Ding, 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 ding. I'm wrapped up with this one. I got it highlighted. I couldn't wait to get here. Taking it home. The ancient Egyptians had a prescription and one solution for all problems of life. And they built an entire civilization society based on this precept. And the legacy lives on up to this day right now. Why? The solution, you ready, is know thyself. I adopted that motto. I took that motto because that's what I'm building my philosophy on, knowing thyself. And I'm standing on it, and I've been standing strong since I started. Through self-knowledge. Again, the most knowledge you can have, the best, highest knowledge you can have is self. All of the misconceptions of your mind, which have led to degraded states of ignorance, erroneous, negative thoughts, causing conflicts and misunderstandings, are all washed away when you start practicing Maya philosophy. I can attest to that one too. Everything you just said, everything I just read, I experienced for myself and because of Maya philosophy. Now, through self-knowledge, one can discover what? The supreme happiness, which only comes from inner contentment. Not drug induced, not realistic, not relationship induced. Inner contentment, peace with oneself, and that only can come from gaining knowledge of self and mastering oneself, and cannot come from external objects or relationships in the world. Yeah, I'm about to step out. Your interest reading this volume, this book, indicates that you have begun to finally realize that there is a higher goal in life for you other than your current experiences. Taking it home, here we go, backstretch. This is what we call blessings. Why? Because most people are not able to see the misery of their own condition due to their ignorance, and the veil of ignorance keep them from seeing the true self, and then they choose to do something about it. Now, excuse me, you tuning me, you ready to do something about that problem. Most people are caught in the web of illusion and ignorance and negativity due to their own weaving of their minds. And they go on like robots programmed from one miserable situation to another. Your task is to follow up with this book, on this book, by studying the teachings, mastering them, and then practicing them in what? Your daily life. For what? Self-mastery. And you develop a relationship with your own inner higher self, aka God, and now you can discover your strength and overcome your failings. I can do all things through God and knowledge of self, which strengthens you also. Everyone is a child of the divine. As such, everyone is capable of supreme good according to their level of awareness and knowledge of self, for knowledge of their true self. That's what right thinking philosophy goal is to get you to do. I'm here every day trying to do that. Hope you enjoy the lesson. I got to go. It's time to hit the gym. But again, right thinkers, in closing, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I never know my right thinkers who now understanding the true Neterian mystery system, yoga philosophy, passed away. Know thyself is the goal for all right thinkers.